All right. How you doing, my Jin? This is Lucifer here, business and spiritual consultant as always. And what the fuck is Lucifer doing on this earth? Well, he's talking about everything that the earth is made of, which is business and spirituality. Okay, so one thing that you can apply in business, one thing that will give you an edge in anything that you do, whether it's business, a relationship with a woman, or trying to have a relationship with a woman. Well, not a relationship with a woman. That's too hard. But if you're trying to have some special fun time with a random woman, this might give you an edge. So the thing is, spelling. A lot of people have this negative notion of spelling because a lot of people are today aware that spelling was used to put us in a construct, to put us in a box. Some people might view this as being negative. But the thing is, black magic can be a bad or a good thing in the hands of, it depends on in whose hands that the magic is. Let's say somebody that has bad intention uses black magic, he's going to do bad things. But if somebody that has benevolent intentions, he's going to use black magic for things that doesn't necessarily hurt people. Anything, or somebody that uses a crane could use a crane to build a house, or he could use the crane to destroy houses or a house, whatever. So it depends on who's doing what. It's not the tool itself that's bad. It's the person using the tool that's bad. So spelling is not a bad thing. It was used by bad people, by corrupted people, but the tool itself isn't bad. So now we have a thing where people have this notion that they don't want to use spelling. I'm not going to say that they don't want to talk. Of course they talk, but they have a clear anger at their own language because they understand that language that was taught to them was only to keep them in the box. But the magnificent thing about knowing that is that now that you know, you can use it as your advantage. So the thing about spelling comes from the throat chakra, and the throat chakra is a very powerful chakra. All the chakras are powerful, but the throat chakra is an enabler in creation. So when the air in your body expulses itself through your vocal cords, this creates vibration. So you have to understand that every word that I'm speaking right now is actually a vibration. I'm not really talking. Nobody's really talking. It's air that mixed with the instrument of our mouths creates vibrations, create different word and vibration. Now the thing about the throat chakra, because I just thought about people that can't talk, people that are deaf, and people that are deaf, or people that are deaf or mute. Mute is deaf. Yeah, people that are deaf. Well, mute. I'll just say mute because I'm not sure. I know there's people that can't hear, and then there's people that can't talk. So somebody that can't talk, don't get discouraged, because if you hear me, if you hear this video, don't get discouraged because you still have your mind, and your mind is still a very powerful creator. Your crown chakra is a very powerful creator. And when you lose an ability, your other abilities heighten. Certain other abilities heighten. So somebody that's mute will be just as strong with his mind than with his voice, since he doesn't have his voice anymore. So instead of speaking, this person is always in his mind. So this person should take all the advantage of being in his mind. So back to the context of this video, because I'm speaking about spelling. So when you spell, when you know that those vibrations in your voice, the vibrations coming from your body, the vibrations coming from your body can affect other people's vibrations. And this can be for the positive or it can be for negative. So when you know how to spell, it's not necessarily a bad thing. And this can give you an advantage because other people, the thing about spelling is it's like playing Tetris. You ever played Tetris when you build blocks upon the, you put blocks on top of each other? So there's certain people that react to certain blocks, right? So if you meet somebody and you're talking, you're actually constructing between you two, there's a giant Tetris game, right? So this person speaks, he puts a block there, and you're going to speak, you're going to put a block there, and the other person speak, he's going to put a block there, and you're going to speak, you're going to put a block there, and then blah, 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 blah. Strike a vogue, strike a pose, right? Vogue. So sorry. Oh, that's what it looked like. It looked like I was, anyway. So, so, he's going to use that. It's because of that RuPaul shit. It's stuck in my mind. But RuPaul was pretty cool. So I didn't even feel offended when he said that shit. For some fucking reason, I didn't, I was kind of like, yeah, RuPaul's cool. Whatever. Anyway, so, so, so basically you're between you two, there's this huge freaking Tetris game playing, right? But when you have that notion, when you understand that between two people, when you're having a conversation, you're building a Tetris game, and that Tetris game, you can multiplayer that shit. You can multiplayer that Tetris game, bro. Other people can join from the World Wide Web and join you in your Tetris game that you're having with somebody else. So whether you're in a group or by yourself talking to somebody, that Tetris game is always there. You're just building blocks, and you can build blocks for certain aspect of your reality. You can build blocks. Some people have different agendas when they enter the Tetris game. So me personally, I'm gonna use me as an example. Me personally, when I enter a Tetris game, is to gain success, right? So all my wording, all my blocks are success blocks, right? So people are going to talk, they're going to put a block, I'm going to put a block on top of that block, right? Other people might want to be more popular. So you have to understand that the things that you are interested in are going to be the things that you will create. So if you are the reason, and it's simple math. If you are interested in being popular, you're going to watch everything that makes people popular, and that's going to become part of your vocabulary in your mind. It's going to be part of your vocabulary. So that image that you have is actually creating words, right? This is spelling. This is the secret of spelling. So the images that you have, since you're smart enough to read and write, so you know the names, or even if you didn't know the name of the things that you're watching, you will know the names of the things that you're watching because that's what you're interested in. So that's the reason why people say you create your own reality. because what you are interested in will immediately affect what you're thinking, and what you're thinking is going to affect your vocabulary. So somebody that's in the fashion world will have fashion vocabulary. Somebody that's in the spiritual world will have spiritual vocabulary. Somebody that's in the car world will have car vocabulary. And this vocabulary, this vocabulary is going to help him spell all through the day. So this car guy might not even know that he's spelling. But once he knows that he's spelling, once he understands that he's actually maintaining his car guy reality, then that's where he has an edge. That's where he can become more successful. So spelling is not a bad thing. Spelling is actually a good thing. But of course, in the hands of the wrong person, it might be bad. So let's go back to that the Tetris game, right? The example of somebody with bad intentions. Someone that's always happy tearing other people down. So that means that guy actually studies how to tear people down. And that's what he knows. So this affects his vocabulary. When he enters a Tetris game, whether it's a multiplayer game or a single player game, his spelling is going to be based on destroying your blocks. Yes, that's what I said, destroying your blocks. So somebody negative actually is destroying blocks. He's like throwing bombs on the blocks, right? That's why you have to be careful who you talk to, who you spend time with, not talk to. You have to be careful who you spend time with, because you might have half of a game already loaded, and you're basically winning that game, and then this person comes around, drops a bomb, and then he blows up the whole thing, right? Because you're trying to build as much blocks as possible, to get to the top, to get the big bonus. Right? Because the more blocks you connect in Tetris, the more points you get. Right? If you just connect 2 points and you connect a line, it's just one line. So what you really want, what you're really doing, just like in real life, is that you're connecting blocks together, and the more blocks and the more blocks and the more blocks you have, once you finish the thing, once you decide to finish the thing, you get like a whole bunch of bonus points, right? You get some success, right? So it's the same thing. So somebody might come around, throw a bomb, or puts a piece somewhere it's not supposed to be, and then you can't have the full image. You know what I mean? So like I said, this person is spelling in order to destroy things. This person is spelling in order to destroy you, destroy your opportunity, or destroy a certain view or aspect that you have of yourself, right? Because you might feel like, I'm a god. You wake up in the morning, you might feel like, I'm a god, I'm this and I'm that, like I'm the shit, right? And then this person comes along and he's like, you ain't shit. You know what I mean? And it's worse. It's even worse when everybody around you tells you that you're the shit, and then somebody comes around and says you're not the shit. You know what I mean? That's gonna fuck you up even more. Like living a life where everybody tells you that you're not the shit is less worse than living a life where everybody tells you you're the shit, and one guy comes along and tears your whole shit down, right? Because you don't understand why this person feels like you're not the shit, right? Because everybody tells you you're the shit. He's the only guy that's like, you're not the shit. You know what I mean? That's going to mess you up, bro. But somebody that's living life where, he's used to like people be like, man, whatever. He doesn't care. Because that's like his everyday shit. You know, that's his everyday life. So he doesn't really give a fuck that people thinks is not the shit. And when somebody comes around and says you're the shit, that's like, yeah, you know what I mean? That even that builds him up a little bit more. So he has tough skin, and every time he hears it, it makes him a little bit more happy. So he knows himself a little bit more. As of somebody that's used to having that sort of life, that what people are constantly giving them accolades, once he hear one person tells him that shit, that's gonna fuck him up. You know what I mean? That's gonna mess him all the way up, bro. Like, it's gonna be like, whoa, you know, you just fucked up this guy's whole universe. You know what I mean, bro? Like, you just blew his fucking brains out, you know? So, the secrets of spelling. There you have it. Have fun. Don't misuse it. Understand it. Study it. And I'll see you in the next one, man. Peace out.